and traders, what's up? I have with me, nonetheless, as Mr. Matty Greenspan. What an honor. And we are going to share this around. We're going to spread the word here on X and on LinkedIn and wherever you're tuning in from. And we are going
Where's
to
the link to
follow.
share?
Sorry?
Where's the link to share? Is that on your Twitter page?
Yeah, let me send it to you. Is that on the link for Twitter? I can send it to you on Telegram. Just a minute.
Yeah, let's get some people in here.
Yeah, Twitter.
And when
Yeah,
people comment and stuff, will we see that? If anybody's watching, can you just make a quick comment or something so that we know
yeah.
you're on live?
Let us know that you're watching here, guys,
We're
so I can let
using a
you
new
know.
tool today, so just want to make sure everything is working okay.
Yeah, important events we got here. So you see the live, right?
I don't
So
see
let's
anything.
yeah, let's share it a bit. Yeah, let's
It says live. Yeah, it says live at the top.
okay. So let's do a quick reshare on our profile and on our quantum community, and we'll bring ourselves in.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Pretty
Okay.
quick.
I see you're live on X.
Yeah, I see you live too.
Oh, do I show as live?
What is the event that we're streaming, Mikey? Mati, the event.
Live trading the Fed.
Uh, for the Fed meeting. Is he meeting at the White House?
You just it's a testimony in Congress. My Twitter doesn't show that I'm live like yours does. How do I make
Really?
sure that mine says that I'm live as well? Do I need to connect my Twitter or something?
Maybe.
I don't know how to do that.
Maybe you can join from Twitter.
Oh, I don't know how to do that either.
Like if you're on Twitter and you click the live stream, you can just open it and it'll show. You see, we already have like 8 views, so you'll probably see it.
All right. Well, I just shared out your live stream link.
Okay, that's also good. QE.
That's something at
And
least. Or maybe for next time I can be on the stream itself. I don't see a place where I can connect my Twitter account to
I
this
think if you just
UAE.
open it, you're probably let me see if I can. Maybe I need to. I need to invite you from Twitter as well, or what?
Maybe. Are you able to?
Okay, let me see. Let me see if that's the case. Mod actions, hide avatars, repost, pop up chat. No, not this. How do I share the hosting here? Settings, maybe. No, this is a video. No, post this, trivia, chat. Nope. I have no way directly to invite you, my friend. So we'll just have to roll with what we've got.
Okay.
All right. So let's do a quick intro, Matty. What are we seeing here? What's the what are we looking at? What is Powell saying? What are they asking?
Well, so far I heard Elizabeth Warren bitching about Donald Trump.
Okay.
So nothing groundbreaking there. Uh, I don't know. I think that he's looking at the economy overall. I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
anything particularly groundbreaking yet, and I'm looking at like the short-term charts as well. I don't know if I
Yeah.
can present that also.
Yeah, sure you can.
Let me do this.
So
Screen.
I think we're banging right now into this kind of short-term resistance. I'll mark it up as well, and I marked Monday's range as well. So
Yeah, let's go into the short-term charts. I want to see if we can make a trade here, but
yeah.
um, yeah, Bitcoin just pulling back. That's some. I think so. He just started. He just started speaking like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
So that's just these two candles here, and we do see Bitcoin coming back a little bit. It was pretty bullish going into the meeting. You can see
Hmm.
there's a bit of a retracement.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that the Monday's range, which was 2 days ago, was between 99 and 7, like 100 and 104. So I have it also marked here because if we do retrace there, it may do for a quick drop. But we're also so near, so close to all-time highs, that like any kind of bullish catalyst can actually push this above all-time high. So that's a risk, right?
Yeah, I think so as well. But a few weeks ago, I was able to make a buttload on Dogecoin,
Okay.
and ever since then, I've been getting chopped out. So my general usually I put about $500 in. I made several $1,000s. I think about
Nice.
$10,000 in total, um, off of this move over here. Uh,
Right. Right.
that was in yeah, that was November. But since then, I keep getting kind of chopped up over here,
Same
losing the
here.
entire 500. And the issue is that I no longer really, I'm not, the bullish case for Dogecoin is somewhat eroded, with Donald Trump's kicking Elon out of the White House. And
Yeah.
so I'm not really sure what to trade at the moment. I mean, I kind of like stacks, like Pepe, but like those are meme coins. Or no, Pepe is a meme coin.
Hmm.
I like everything that Stacks has going on, but I mean the Bitcoin market cap dominance is still
That
going up. I
that
mean,
was exactly what I was going to mention. It looks like it. Let me share my chart here as
yeah, go
well,
ahead.
because what I'm seeing is like for us altcoin traders is super 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 concerning. So what I was always mentioning regarding Bitcoin dominance. Let me see if I can share here my screen. Yeah, I'm gonna take over the screen, and as you can see, like Bitcoin dominance is right now like it is like banging.
Yeah, 65. Yeah, 65%. This is very short term.
Pattern here of a rising kind of a rising pattern. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You cut out for a second. You're
So
back.
yeah, so this is what I've been pointing out ever since like November 22. We haven't really seen a real run. Like this fake out to the downside was the whole meme coin plus AI agent run. All this was November, December last year. And now since then, Alco's like for the most part have not really caught a break. Now, what I was signaling a few days ago was that we were inside like this kind of internal pattern within that bullish pattern for Bitcoin dominance, which I was saying, listen, if we break out to the upside, we might be trying to hit this, which was trying to form a double top. And I was saying, hey, listen, if we break down inside back into the pattern, then we might have an actual break for altcoins, and we might actually retest this pattern here internally. And for the bigger risk on movement, like the major daily pattern over here. But this is not what's happening, Mati. Like we are chugging up and we are not banging against resistance on the 65%. If we break this pattern consistently, what we're going to probably see is a huge jump all the way towards 72%. If that happens, I don't think that's going I don't know if that's going to be like Bitcoin breaking all-time high, which tends to suck the air out of the room, but it's also likely to have like a even if Bitcoin dumps 10%, that would be like, dominance over here and everyone jumping out of the altcoins and just a huge mega, like what we could call a capitulation. So as long as I do see this over here, if we're rejecting strongly over here, there is a chance for altcoins to run. But unless we do that, I don't see that happening. Let's take a look at total three. So we have the total
So
market. Yeah.
before you move off of the Bitcoin dominance, I want to say that, like, first of all, your technical analysis I always respect. Um, but I think that we have a tough time doing technical analysis on the Bitcoin dominance,
Yeah.
because it's not really. I mean, it's a derivation, and I do see Bitcoin running at the moment. I wanted to make a trade while you were talking, and now I feel like I might be a bit late. um, if you give
Mhm.
me the screen share back, I'm happy to just
Yeah. Sure.
look
Sure.
at the
Sure.
1 minute chart over here,
You
which
can
is
enter a trade.
the time frame that I'm looking at
Okay.
for a
I'm
trade right
I'm
now.
looking also at the 15 minute
The
for
market
the.
just really started moving right now, like just in the last few minutes while you're talking. I don't know what was said. I'm looking on. Usually, I look on Twitter for kind of highlights of what Powell might have said. Yeah, changes to
Okay.
forecast partly reflect trade policy effects. So um, that's basically what's happening right now. Is that the Fed is they thought that the tariffs would affect inflation, um, but they're not. Oh, so Trump is also talking at the same time.
Oh, now
Trump says
he's
U.S. and Iran will talk next week. May sign Iran agreement next week. We'll ask for no nuclear. Okay, so this is basically Trump is following up on the closure of the Iran war. I'm very happy to hear that.
yeah.
But let me take a trade here. Hold on, let me share my
So
screen.
you can you share your screen?
Yeah, there we go. And look at that setup. You see down, up, down, up. I feel
Okay.
like if we're
So you're
bullish,
looking at to the upside.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm going long now at this price.
On Bitcoin.
Yeah, because Bitcoin is the thing, right? Bitcoin is dominant, so let's see if we can make some money on that.
Okay.
Just on, I'll put maybe I can dual screen this. There we go with the Fed on this side. Oh, where'd the Fed go? There we go. Oh, the Fed is full screen. That's why. All right. There we go. So there's my position. I've made $9 so far.
Hmm.
And
Where's your stop loss?
there's the Fed. So my liquidation is at around 106,000 Bitcoin.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's showing funny on the screen there. That's why. Okay, let's do that full screen then. That's not gonna work. We got to do this in like OBS or something.
Yeah. Why? Because of the sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Looks like it's dropping a bit.
Hmm. Yeah. I also just took a position on stacks. Now that you mention it, as
Go
kind of
ahead.
a beta for Bitcoin. Do you also take a look at Nasdaq sometimes to see a correlation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
I
I
mean,
also
I'll
see like
I'll
the.
I'll focus on the S&P 500, but yeah, Nasdaq is important as well.
Yeah. So I also took a trade. I can share my position here, but I'm not sure if this is going to be like the best entry because it is kind of testing support. So my bet here, let me take over the screen. I put one position. I'm going to try to take up to two or three trades max for today. Uh, it's I'm not yet sure that we're bullish, but if we take a look at what we call the technique that we've been trying for the lately, like the Nasdaq is a bit iffy, right? It's kind of broken down from this opening range, but it hasn't yet closed down. And the Nasdaq loves to do like a fake out to the downside, then find kind of a low for the day, and then just charge upward. So that's what the Nasdaq's doing. But look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's showing relative strength because the opening range of the New York session here has not been yet. It didn't even stay for long here. So the retest here of the opening range for Bitcoin was even more shallow, and we are seeing some buy action stepping in. So what I'm trying to see is total three, which is total market cap for crypto, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and and the rest, is kind of breaking down. So if we're not going to recoup this, we might actually see altcoins dump. So that's a risk that I'm seeing here. But still, this is my trade. So I took a position in stacks at 67.31 entry with a stop loss at 66.17. And this is my position size. I want to take a look at either some other bullish coins, which now I think they're either giving us a re-entry or they're just dumping from here, which that's the risk, right? This is a huge dump. But at the same time, if this is going to hold, then this is kind of a great entry. But because of the strength of this move down, it may also hold up. It may also just
What's Hype USD?
hype is hyper liquid.
Ah, okay. One of those DeFi things.
It's actually the leading perps exchange. So now if you see Ethereum's not looking too good. You see this, it's
Oh,
kind
that,
of breaking this range.
yeah. What is that? A 15-minute chart? 5 minutes?
This is a 5 minute chart.
Yeah, Ethereum not looking too hot.
It's
My
not looking
position
too hot.
on Bitcoin is still flat even over here.
Yeah. So dominance is breaking out of this resistance that I mentioned on dominance,
Yeah,
which makes me believe that what I'll do is the following, Mati. If this candle closes inside the orb and does not manage to make a higher high than this very short term, I'm actually going to flip bearish.
you're going to be bearish on what? On Bitcoin?
No. I'm gonna search for underperformance, specifically Ethereum. What I'll do is if Ethereum doesn't manage to hold this kind of local, very local support, I might attempt on shorting it.
Okay.
But again, this may be also like a great throwback entry if we are going to have a bullish catalyst. But
Yeah, it's pretty
I
incredible right now because the altcoins are all dumping, and Bitcoin is actually holding up fine. It looks even bullish.
yeah, Bitcoin's holding,
It's quite beautiful.
dominance is breaking up, total three is under the orb, so it looks iffy. It looks a bit iffy.
I think the dominance breaking up is more of a factor of Bitcoin holding steady while the altcoins are dumping, and so the dominance goes up. But Bitcoin's
Yeah,
still managing to pull out some gains. I mean, it's still 1.5% up today.
you know what a key chart to look at is good. Let's take a look at ETH BTC because that is a key indicator and it's very representative of the rest of the crypto market. So I have ETH BTC over here. I don't know where did I mark it. Let me see just a minute. ETH BTC. Yeah. So you see, this paints a different picture, right? Like this is quite bearish if you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just reflective of the shitty situation of the altcoin market right now.
Exactly. Yeah, it is exactly that. So this, remember there was a lot of hopium going into this this breakout of Ethereum over here. So Ethereum was the most hated altcoin. Everyone was hating on it, and then we had this kind of huge pump out of this support range, right? But now, in order for Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin, at least for the next leg up, it must hold this kind of area of support. If it retraces this whole move, this is just going to be a long term, just fake out to the upside, and nothing's going to happen, right?
Well, we don't
But
know. I mean, the usual disclaimers apply, right? Past performance is not an indication of future results. We can
yeah.
look at the charts all day. Um, but yeah, end of the day, I think we can see what's happening. Oh, nice, Bitcoin just jumped. Um,
Mhm.
I'm back at I'm in a nice comfortable profit at the moment.
Nice. So what I'll do is I'm going to actually long ETH here,
Okay, let's see it.
betting on the fact that we might see a recovery from here. Okay.
Yeah. Are we able to share both of our screens at the same time?
No, you're sharing your position now. I can share mine in a bit.
But can't we put it into like four
Ah,
months
right. Maybe you can. Let me see
so you
the
can
if
share
I
yours and
can
I can share
modify
mine at the
the
same time?
maybe I can modify the display and we can have the layout with a speaker full screen, picture in picture. Let me see, fit, fill. Yeah, I don't see how we can share two screens.
Can you change the if you change the link because I'm sharing mine or if you're sharing yours also?
Yeah, but if I do share, it says like I'm gonna take over.
Oh,
So let's do the following. I'm gonna share my trade that I just entered, and then you can go. We can go back to your chart. So what I just did is I entered here along on Ethereum. My bet here is that this will actually now, if Bitcoin does go up, like Ethereum might find the support here. What I'm betting here is not only on the ETH USD chart holding support, my actual bet is on the ETH BTC chart holding support. So you see that this was a huge dump now.
okay.
My
I can't see
theory
your
is
screen. I'm sharing. It's still my screen here on there on the thing.
right. So let me share my screen. So what I'm looking at here is the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, right? So if Ethereum cannot hold this area, this zone low, this is very bad news for alts. Ahorita te pongo, mi amor. So my theory here is that this took a long time to break out. You see, it tried once, two, three, and then it retested and finally got this break. So my idea here is that this can form a higher low over here. If we have, if we can even muster some strength, and that would be very bullish for not only Ethereum but for alts. But that is a big if, right? Because right now it's retesting this. So essentially, we would need to see Ethereum climbing on the ETH BTC chart over this resistance. And if so, we can see Ethereum even outperform Bitcoin in case this Bitcoin decides to go up. Now, the trade that I took is right now in profit, like $30 or something, which is Ethereum long as well. Entry at 24.14. And I'm going to set my stop loss over here at 3,400 just because it's not the best play to put the stop
So
loss.
why are you going long on Ethereum while it's dumping? I mean, are you betting on a
Well,
bounce or
well, the thing is that everything dumped right here. So there's one or two chances. Either this is a fake out to the downside, and we're gonna hold support here, and we're probably going to see also Bitcoin dominance. You see, now I drew a line here, and if this constitutes like good resistance, and we're seeing this what we call a swing failure pattern, which would mean that dominance would reject from here at the 66.7 level. We can actually see total three outperforming, which means ETH BTC holding its own, and some altcoins are outperforming. Let me
Yeah,
just.
I see what you're saying. So like,
Do you want to share your screen? I'm gonna quickly fix the screen for my my kid.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, share my screen here. And you can go ahead and take care of your kid. I don't know if gonna be able to do that. Oh, okay, good. That looks good. Um, yeah, I don't know if anything came out here um, particularly interesting from this Fed meeting so far. I haven't really been seeing very many headlines, other than I think what the general theme is. Um, oh, that was a very nervous laugh. How talking about the bond market. He's saying that's reacting to the economic news. The general theme from the Fed here has been that the tariffs, they were expecting tariffs to cause inflation, and they're not seeing that. So that's all very good news for us in the markets because it means once inflation is over, they can kind of turn the money printer on again. And that's kind of what traders are looking for. I don't know how many people are watching at the moment. So if you are watching, drop us a like, drop us a comment so that we know you're alive. I'm watching my Twitter at the same time for incoming headlines. Um, Listening into the Fed here, and I got my position open, $28 in profit off of the $500 that I put in here. So looks like Hernan, you said you wanted to make a trade over there as well. You're on mute. You're on mute. Hernan, you're on mute. I
Ah,
can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, as if you've been following me, what I'm using to trade is breakout prop. This is now this is an evaluation account. So the way that prop firms work is you buy an evaluation, and if you get certified, so if you do a 10% increase in your account, you actually get a funded account that you can use to withdraw profits, right? So it's a good tool to get some capital with a large account. But I'm going to go ahead and say that this is not, if you have a big account, this will not apply because you get a profit split. So even the profits you need to, you can either get 80 or 90% according to the account. And it's not that easy to get like certified, guys. Like I've blown up a ton of accounts. I have been able to do some payouts. I can even share it. I don't mind. I have withdrawn 8,200. But look at all these certificates. These are the certified accounts, and I've had a lot of that. I haven't passed the challenge, so you can imagine that it's even I would say it's around break even. Like so, I definitely put in over 7,000 in accounts. So it's like a what my idea here on the prop firm is that is until I can get confidence enough confident with my trading style to actually be consistently profitable, I can start scaling the account and do an actual like live trading account. But for example, what Matty does is also perfectly fine. He gets into an account $500. He's gonna know he knows he's going to do leverage, so he's willing to lose those $500. But if he wins big. And if he doesn't, well, that's the risk, guys. But that's why you're not playing with your whole portfolio on an exchange, right?
I'm just watching a few things at once over here. Senator Kennedy questioning Powell about the overall health of the economy, the effects of different things that are moving in tandem, the
Hmm.
Iran war. At the same time, Trump is talking about Iran. He said that they're going to be meeting Iran for negotiations, but he doesn't see that there's going to be a lot of negotiations because Iran's nuclear program was destroyed last week, and he doesn't think that Iran is ever going to want a nuclear weapon again, which I think is just a load of malarkey. Obviously,
Yeah, yeah.
they don't want a
As
nuclear
long as the regime is still governing Iran, then they're gonna run for a nuclear weapon. And I think I mentioned it yesterday. We were in a space like there's a big if there's no regime change in Iran, then what's the next? If they survive this, like the next step is they're just gonna acquire the nukes instead of developing themselves.
It certainly is a possibility, to be honest, but that's also a possibility if they're not in charge of Iran, right? They can always do that somewhere else. There's always bad people in the world.
Yes, yes,
Um,
indeed.
but I think that the way that those negotiations are handled with Iran next week will be um, it will be very telling. I think of the current situation and the way that they're thinking about this. I
Yeah,
did see. I don't know if it was true or not. You know, I never trust anything that I see these days. But they did open up Parliament this morning with chants of death to America and death to Israel. So they don't
yeah,
seem.
I know. They're celebrate their victory celebrations.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've won,
Yeah,
which boggles people's minds in the West. They're like, what do you mean you won? You just got your asses handed to you in a military sense.
yeah,
But I think a lot of people just don't get it as far as like how the Islamofascists see victory in general. Is
yeah,
victory is if we manage to kill people and we got away with it and we're still standing and we didn't die, that's a victory because now we get a chance to rearm and attack again.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. So basically, if they make it out alive, that's a win for that's a
yeah,
victory. So guys,
exactly.
we're seeing Bitcoin attempting to break this very recent resistance at 108 200. If we do see a jump and we see this orb hold, I do expect uh, a relatively large breakout. But the risk here is that this can also act like if it doesn't, this could also act some kind of a short-term double top. So that's what I'm looking at. It's looking very bullish right now. So I
Yeah,
would
I think
not
I'm going to
actually
hold my
shoot.
position for another few minutes and then close it out. We'll see. I think
Wow,
I'm in $80
Ethereum's
profit.
jumping.
Oh,
Look.
look, you take that position or not?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you did?
in.
Great.
Yeah, I'm in like $225 profit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Off of how much are you trading on?
Well, the account is 10,000. I'm
Oh,
risking
okay.
I'm risking 4,800 on the like no I'm not risking like the risk is $160 on the Ethereum trade and 136 bucks on SDX.
Okay. Very cool.
So yeah, so right now I'm up. We're running into resistance at 2,443 bucks for ETH. If we break this resistance, I do see us coming up at least to 250. And if we do another push, we may actually have caught the low of the day, Matty. You know, that's
Yeah,
for
I thought that was pretty good. It's a pretty good
yeah,
job.
for that's great. That's for day trading. That's amazing. But again, this is resistance, so we need a hold here or even break through. That would be amazing. The other thing that I tend to do is whenever if I'm bullish, so I have a checklist here, and what I do is I order my altcoins in terms of change percentage. So if I see Bitcoin going up, I can have a very short list. You see, one, two, three, four, five coins that are currently like outperforming Bitcoin. And if the other way around, if I would go short, then I would see the ones that are getting dumped the most and say, okay, this tokens over here are kind of, nowhere to be found. So that is kind of a trick technique I use to select between my altcoin positions. But yeah, so what are you looking at? You want to take us to your trades, Matty?
Yeah, happy to. I mean, it came down a bit. Now it's back up. I have a feeling if I close out today with $70 profit, I think I'd be pretty happy. Just close it out until the next time we do this live stream.
Oh, you got to close the trade now?
Yeah, why not, man? I went from the high of the day to the low of the day.
Yeah,
Right. So the broker tends to maybe I'm using the wrong broker. We probably have to have a deeper discussion about this. And I'd like these live stream sessions to be a kind of learning journey because
yeah,
I was at like $570 uh, and I closed it out. Now it's at five. You can see my balance at 546. I go,
yeah,
wait a second. What happened over there? They took half my profits. Am I just using the wrong broker over here?
yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm also what I'm going to do is I'll close half and I'll raise my stop loss to entry.
Go ahead and share your screen. But I'd
Right,
love
right,
an
right.
answer to that question because
So that's Mexi, right? You're using
yeah,
Mexi?
Mixie just seems to be every time I close a profitable trade, they're taking my profits, even if it's unprofitable. On the $500 when I'm trading on leverage, I am trading on 150x leverage, so I get that and whatever. But
So what you need to do is you need to see if those are fees or you're getting slippage, right? So when you're closing the position, you're getting some like slippage. If you're doing a market order specifically,
I assume
that
there
tends,
is some sort of a slippage, but that's a lot of fucking slippage.
yeah, it is.
You gotta maybe there's a broker I can use that doesn't have as much slippage or whatnot.
So I tend to use the typical Binance. I know that Bybit has a lot of good liquidity, so that reduces slippage. Now, what I will say is that if you guys are watching the stream, we're also open to check out new exchanges and sponsor them for the live trading sessions. So feel free to connect us or reach out to Matty or me, and we'll do this live trading sessions on your platform and showcase it to our users.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, my second trade is STX. As you can see, we're right over here. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna reduce risk to this very recent low because it's kind of iffy right now, and I already took out half of the Ethereum position for $100 profit and moved my stop loss to break even. So what that means is that even if we dump right now from here, I would not go below my initial balance, right? Because I would go break even on ETH. Let me see, break even on ETH, and then I would do, yeah. So I would be break even on ETH, and then I would go for. Wait, just a minute. I'm gonna set it up a bit below, and then I would be break even on STX. No, 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 really, I would lose $78 on stacks, but that would still put me above the initial balance. So I'm right now using, as you can see, 6,500 of the margin. Took half of the position out on Ethereum in case this was just a fake out, but it's looking good. I think you had your spot on. You have we managed to kind of catch this. If this is if this was like a fake out pump, like a shakeout, then we might just see this might have been the law of the day, Mati.
Yeah, look, I mean, if we went from the low of the day to the high of the day, I don't want to get greedy beyond that. This is the volatile period of trading right now.
Yeah,
I don't feel like we're in this massive altcoin bull run where everything's at like 10xing and we can, make $10,000. So look, if I can make 50 bucks and get out, I'm okay with that. I think that's just fine. As long as I make 50 bucks every day on these volatile trading days, it's much better than getting chopped up waiting for a
definitely,
monster wave.
100%. And guys, I think
But the key
what
is
you're
to not
doing right
overtrade.
now,
So take the profits and run. If
exactly.
if you can go to the low of the day, if you can get back to the low of the day, you jump in again. You can get back to the high and get back to the high of the day, jump out again. But I got kids, I got meetings, I got other companies to build. So, uh, Min, thank you very much for your time and for everybody watching. If you like this content, let us know. So we'll do more of these live streams. I definitely enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is great. This is great, Matty, and we definitely enjoy your insights, guys. You heard it from Matty Greenspan himself. Always be taking profits. Don't tend always to try to go for the home run, and those small hits that eventually can build your portfolio, right? Don't be a James Wynn. Don't run up your account to
Seriously,
$10 million and
oh my
then
gosh.
get liquidated longing Bitcoin at $105,000.
Yeah, and if you have a broker that doesn't take out half your profits, let me know so I could use that one because Mexi seems to be completely greedy with my money over here. All right, we'll see y'all
Yes.
soon. Bye bye.
Bye, Matty. Thank you.
Thank you, Hernan.
Thank you. All right, guys. I'm also going to leave it here. If you enjoyed the stream, please send us a message and let us know because we plan on doing more of these. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I hope we continue being in profit. The STX trade now is a bit iffy, kind of hanging in the hanging in there. If we start breaking this to the downside, I don't want to hang in here for much longer. So this is where we stand, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream and see you very soon.